afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the ACGC webinar that is specifically for public sector teams. We're really happy to be hosting this webinar today, and we have with us an excellent team that are going to be doing the delivery and facilitation of the conversation. Our colleagues that are joining us today, our speakers today, we're very delighted to welcome Dapo Oduwole, who is the Director General and CEO the Office of Public-Private Partnerships, that's Ogun State in Nigeria. Dapo is also the chair of the ACGC Advisory Board. We're also really happy to welcome with us to join us today is Caliis Badoo. Caliis is the Director and Head of Legal and Enforcement Department at the Securities and Exchange Commission in Ghana.
Effectiveness. And in the public sector, we serve government, we serve public departments, we serve diverse corporations, ministries, you name it. As long as it's not the private sector, it is public sector, it's government, and it is there to serve the people. So it's quite keen, it's a very good idea that we must be as effective as possible. But somehow that effectiveness still eludes us. And when we say what do you mean by effectiveness, the different ways, different terminologies, effectiveness, efficiency, efficacy. And that's why I say, look, one person's apple of efficiency is somebody else's pear of efficacy. And what does this mean? It means that by design, you're looking at outcomes, you're looking at the results of the effort that you do to serve your legal teams and to serve your organizations. I always like to mention capacity building with specialization. And that means that when you're looking to build capacity, there's institutional development and there's personal and individual development. You'll find that I put ACGC there, reason being that ACGC is a great resource point for lawyers across the continent in terms of specialization, in terms of being able to take advantage of webinars like this, training and training sessions, and of course, ability to build capacity for individuals and teams. As a practitioner, it shows the importance of positive and strong leadership and purposeful leadership. And hopefully we'll look at that a bit more as we go on with the presentation.
Leadership is cause, everything else is effect. We know that John C. Maxwell says that everything rises and falls on leadership. And he also says that a leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and actually shows the way. So this is somebody providing direction. It's clear. And that's why the job of providing strategy or long-term objective of an organization is the role of leaders. Okay, so we expect our leaders to lead by first providing direction in terms of our strategic goals or objectives. Now, effectiveness in the public sector must therefore start definitely with our leaders creating what we will call our long-term objectives or strategy. And this is what everybody must follow. Now, so if we move on ahead, we are going to see what would the strategy look like. Now, we are not in a strategic management class, so I'm not going to talk about planning, organizing, monitoring, etc. We are simply saying that we need a long-term view of the organization. In the next 5 to 10 years, where do you want to go? And instead of doing a whole plan, which can be difficult to do, you can just have what we call the strategic priorities. So in a year, a leader can say, okay, this year I have 5 priorities, just in bullet. And then the leader sends it across the entire organization. And then from these strategic objectives, we have everybody identifying their work areas that will feed into the strategic priorities or the strategy that we have. Now, these objectives that we are going to identify as our key areas or key result areas must be smart. They must be, they must be straightforward, they must be measurable, and it must be results oriented. At the end of the day, you should be able to put numbers to that. And then these objectives must also clearly identify activities or what we call actions that are required to be performed by each person. And then once this is distributed, we have to set timelines using what we call the key performance indicators. Now, the key performance indicators are like the measurable, timelines that you have to use to measure whether you are actually achieving your key result area or you are not. And of course, if you don't have a monitoring mechanism, then you are not going to end up anywhere. So you must decide whether you want to do a quarterly monitoring or a half-yearly monitoring or 1 year monitoring. And another thing that most of us don't do in the public sector legal teams is a SWOT analysis of the department. Very critical. Okay, if you don't know your strengths, if you don't know your weaknesses, if you don't know your opportunities, your threats, then of course, even when it comes to appraisal and recommendation for training to upgrade you, if we can't tell your weaknesses, it will be very difficult to prescribe training for you.